Good, good, good. Just so happy to see you guys who are willing to learn and check out a lot of stuff. But anyway, I'm going to get right to this. I see Alex is on the line. And Alex, I don't want to keep you because you're a busy man, you're in demand. But I think what we're talking about today is very essential. A lot of you people are hearing this for the very first time, and a lot of people have been exposed to this and still don't know what to do. So, Alex, I'm going to turn it over to you. Give us a brief background and how you're helping agents convert out of their kvCORE or Bold Trail leads.
Yeah, thanks, Frank. And if you make me co-host, I'll do a screen share. My
Chris,
background, I've been in real estate as a lender and an agent for over 20 years. And I was a stay-at-home dad. What happened was there was a big market interruption in the mid 2000s. I was brokering loans at the time. I was making huge money. And overnight, the market crashed, as we all know. And I went to my wife and said, "Hey, hon, this is it." And so my wife and I switched roles. She's a nurse. She's a oncology nurse at a local teaching hospital. And I stayed home and I raised the kids, two daughters. They're both off to college. And all the time I was doing real estate, but I never was that serious about it. I had a lot of support from Steve Hillier and, of course, Brent Gove. I've known them for over 30 years. And when the girls went off to college, at that point in time, our brokerage moved over to EXP. And I found this thing, kvCORE. And I thought, well, this looks interesting. About that same time, I was on a road bike ride. We were doing 100 miles for New Year's Eve, and I clipped a pole and completely separated my left shoulder.
hmm.
Um, it was a grade 5 separation. 2 surgeries later, they put it back together, but I couldn't drive for about 3 months. And I sat down and thought, what am I going to do? I'd given away my whole pipeline of business to other agents as referrals. And what I did was I sat down and I learned how to use kvCORE. And the more I used it, the more my eyes just opened up. And I'm like, wow, I wish I would have done something like this 20 years ago. So fast forward to where we are right now. Brent Gove brings in speakers that come into PCAR and they give us all this great knowledge. I think Nate, you came in and spoke at one point at PCAR. And so what I do is I'm taking all of these really powerful marketing tools and ways to build relationships. And what I'm doing is relating them back to kvCORE, which is now Bold Trail, and I'm coming up with ways that we can market using the platform so that we can have actual on-hand programs that we can use. So one of them that I've done, and I'll start a screen share here. So I have this school platform, and anyone can join it, but within the school platform, I put my content in here. So this is one that I've put out there, and we had a guy named Frank, I think his last name is Klutz, come in, and 70% of agents don't effectively market their database. They don't. I didn't. Well, Frank comes in, he gave us all this knowledge about what we need to do. Fall on the sword. What does that first letter look like? You know, what do we need to do to market our database? So what I did was I took his principles and I put it into a smart campaign within kvCORE. And now you can take this token right here and you can upload this smart campaign to your kvCORE. And if you haven't been marketing your database, now I have a 9-month campaign. It's a mixture of email, text, and phone. And I even put in scripts on what to say on those phone calls. And it's about building the relationship. How do we build that relationship on a client that we haven't talked to? You sold them the house. You had this really high level relationship with them while you were in the act of selling that house. But you just, for me, I didn't have a platform really to be able to keep in touch with them. It's like, what do you say to them? So I put together this campaign to reconnect with your database. That's just one example. I'm going in here as well, and I'm putting together blog content. And I'm saying, look, R&D the blog content. I went in and looked at Trump's proposals for housing. I put it into a blog. You guys steal it. Go and blog. The reason you want to blog is because you want to constantly keep in touch with your database. You want to have the most relevant market content going out to your database to show that you are the absolute expert in that field. And how many people here know Ricky Carruth? Ricky Carruth, he's a great agent. He's in the Panhandle of Florida. Ricky Carruth says, hey, every Friday at 4 o'clock, you need to send your database something. A video is great, whether it could be a blog, something. Just keep in touch with your database and remind them that you're an agent and you're the absolute expert in your field. So that's the blogging that we do.
Hey,
And
Alex,
so
real quick question, because I know people are going to want to think this. Is it cost anything to join your site?
no, no. Right now,
Okay.
I'm not charging anything.
Right
Uh,
now.
yep. Right now, I'm not, but I hope to get to that point. I'm
Yeah,
just really trying to build that momentum is what I'm trying to do.
right.
And so what I'm finding in working with agents is that a lot of people want to use kvCORE, but they just get confused by all the buttons. And if they don't really have a game plan to use it, they just get frustrated trying to go in there and figure out how to use it effectively. And so every Friday at 10 o'clock, I host a free call. It's a Zoom. And right now, last week I did week 3 of a 12-week series that I'm just focused on lead generation. And I'm going to go through 12 weeks of how to generate leads using the kvCORE platform. In my classrooms on the Bold Trail Academy, I'm putting all 12 weeks right here in the classroom. So I started out with just the essentials. So if you're not using kvCORE, what do you need to do to go in and start using the platform? That's what I covered in week 1. Week 2, I covered landing pages. A lot of people love that week 2 because that's an actionable item that you can do to go out there and start generating leads with landing pages. A lot of people use landing pages. One that I just built, I found out about this assumable. And so these people went in and put together this list of assumable homes that have low interest rates. And so you can go in here and you can find interest rates that are like sub 4% that you can assume those properties. And I thought, well, that's a great marketing tool.
Wow.
So what I did was I went in and I put
Amazing.
together this landing page. And what I'm saying is, look, you can go and purchase a home. And if they have an FHA or VA loan, you can assume the loan at sub 4% or whatever it is. And so I put together a landing page and I'm going to go out there and market that.
Wow.
Um, it's a great program. I love it.
Sure
Uh,
is.
but this is how you get that messaging out is using the platform. So
I'm sorry. Can I ask a question, Frank? I'm sorry. That was super valuable. Can you go back to that real quick?
the assume,
Yeah. Geez, that's
yeah.
I
So
know. That's
so check,
amazing.
yeah, check this out. Let me see if I can get into it.
yeah. I don't want to blow over that if we got time, right, Frank? Because that's like I need to
Yeah, we're
focus.
good. We're good.
I wasn't focused until I heard that, and then now
Yeah, I don't really have it. Here's
are you
Sacramento.
able to pull it up by city the loans that are assumable FHA and VA where there's a list?
Yeah, it gives you the list and it shows you, I don't know why it's not populating right now, but it shows you the homes. Let's just go.
So you could go Santa Clarita,
Yeah.
California.
So let's go Roseville, and this is what comes up. And so this is the homes, usually gives the interest rate on them, but these are all of the listed homes that have assumable loans.
That is crazy.
Dude, whoa, yeah, yeah, no, 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 no.
And
No.
so
Hey,
normally
Alex,
it gives,
Alex, can you go into Santa Clarita just for Nate and the people down south?
Yeah, go to Santa Clarita and pull that up. I mean, you know how valuable that is for our investors? You know how many
Nate,
people buy these homes if they had 2.8% interest rates?
I just pulled up a list, Nate. I see right now 103. It's crazy. Yeah, but if you pull it up,
yeah, I'm not Santa
I
Clarita.
believe you. I don't want to throw you off your thing, but basically what
San
I want to know
Francisco.
is you could take this, go into Santa Clarita, let's just say for whatever city I wanted in LA, pull up how many things are active on the market with assumable loans, and then call the listing agent and say, hey, how much is the loan? Oh, they've got a loan for 500. It's this for 1-1, 600 down, and then you take over the loan.
Yeah, and so if you guys are interested in it, I have an affiliate link that you guys can sign up on it.
Yeah, I'm interested in that, whatever it is. I
Okay.
use Secret instead of, but
Let me get in here. See, this is going to populate for me.
yeah.
There it is. So there's Santa Clarita, 91 homes. They're currently active. You can also see all the off market. So if you want to go market off market loans that have assumables, it's a great way to add value. It's something I'm really going after.
Yeah, this is brilliant.
I'm doing an investor meeting tonight, or I'm sorry, tomorrow night with a group, and I'm introducing this. And these people all have money,
Butcher.
but they haven't been able to buy properties because the interest rates are too high. You can assume these.
TheWinnerCircle.com.
Alex, this is Claudia. Can you put a video on your site of this, how to do this?
Yes.
Great.
I'll put all that stuff together. Let's see, I have a link. Here's my assume list. Give me back to my.
So, Alex, what you're doing is basically writing a landing page saying if you're interested in a list of assumable homes, then you're getting those leads coming in, and that's what you're following up with and connecting with the realtor. So you have the two sides.
Yeah, so getting back to the kvCORE, I'm demonstrating how you can use this to market. So I just put the assume list link down in there. And so what I did was I use AI quite a bit. So what I did was I took all of the assume list training they have for agents. I fed it into AI, and then I had my AI come up with 5 different content for landing pages using top trending keywords in the Sacramento market. And so some of this stuff seems a little clunky on the wording, but that's because I wanted to have the keywords in there so that it ranks in the Google searches. But this thing, I've had it up for, I put it on Facebook this morning, and I've had 4 inquiries so far.
Wow.
And the way this is designed is I have first name, last name, and then email. And then I'm not giving them any of the links to the assume list because obviously I want them to contact me. But getting back to my whole methodology with kvCORE is that I'm using it. I'm creating practical ways to use it. And I'm finding that that's a lot more valuable to agents rather than just have me come on and just say, hey, this is how you do a squeeze page. This is how you do a landing page. This is how you boost a property, this sort of thing. One of the concepts I work from is the idea of becoming the master of your farm. So if you go in and use kvCORE to do all of your property boosts within your farm, all of your EXP listings that come on the market, whether yours or not, you share them on Facebook, you advertise them on Craigslist within your farm, and you build your buyer and seller list within your farm, and you can dominate your area using this. Because one of the cool things about this platform is that when we go in and we'll just look at all EXP listings in 95747, we'll choose this one. And I haven't seen this listing, but when I go in here and look at matching buyers, how many matching buyers do I have in my database? Well, I have 10. And because I've focused on just this one farm area of 95747, this is where these leads come from. So now if I want to go and market to these leads, I go like this and I say mass email. And then I can go and email this to all of them in one step. And so when you go after one farm area and you concentrate all your activity within that farm using the tools with kvCORE, you're gonna build a big buyer database. And then when you go in to list a property within that farm, you sit down and say, hey, I have 10 potential buyers right now for your property. I call it digital domination of your farm. And it's a concept that I came up with listening to different speakers that come into kvCORE, the Placer County Association of Realtors, and taking the principles that I've learned from there and applying them to the platform. So that's what I got for you, Frank.
That is crazy. This is new to me because we've never talked about this before.
No.
Look, guys, one of the reasons that I wanted to have Alex on here is because number one, we all pay for this through our monthly dues with EXP. Okay. I can tell you 90% of the agents do not use this system at all, because it's so overwhelming that people don't know where to go. And Alex has told me this. He's talked to people and people say, I want to use it. I just don't even know where to start. Well, you start with getting yourself educated and come to Alex's class on Fridays at 10 a.m. on a Zoom. But
Yeah.
just this one thing right here, and I'm sure Michael and Nate will agree, this is a game changer right here, because now you've got something to send your people. So what I want to do in our limited amount of time, because I have to make a hard break at 10:45, I'm going to open it up for questions to the group for Alex. So go
Alex,
ahead, folks.
I have one question. Alex,
Go ahead.
how did you find how do you know what homes have assumable mortgages? I'm sure there's a database of some fine, but it's a great idea, by the way, but how do you find those? Like, how do you know, where does that info come from?
So, Nate, one of the cool things that I've fallen into in this space is I have technology coming to me, and they know that I have this bandwidth where I reach, 50, 75 agents a week within my platform. And so they're coming to me and saying, Alex, we want you to go and use this platform within kvCORE, Bold Trail, and help us get the word out that we have this piece of technology. And so Assume List, they really came to me and they showed me this, and I looked it over.
Oh, it's called
And
Assume List.
yeah, it's called Assume List. I put the link in the chat.
Mm.
And so what I'm doing is working with them to integrate it into kvCORE, and I'm putting together a smart campaign. And so I'll put a smart campaign together, and I'll let you guys use that token and upload that campaign into your kvCORE so you can go and lead generate with it. And as soon as it comes in, the hashtag will be Assume List. We'll have the campaign start immediately. So speed to lead, we can get to them right away. Triggers a phone call, all those things, because we're finding in this market that you put that word out there that you can assume a home with a sub 4% interest rate. And
The agents don't even know. The agents don't even know when they take the listing. For instance,
you make a good point. Yeah.
I have a buyer right now that has 250 to 350 down and wants to buy an investment property. Nothing pencils in rent. Okay. But but if you came in and bought a nice condo that had a 3% interest rate, even if it was 600,000 and they put all that money down because the interest, you have to have a lot of money down for most of these deals. But for them, it's perfect because now they've got the tiny payment, and now it starts to pencil. So you could just go through all your assumable loans, and you got to have investors with big down payments, but they want to hold this for 20 years. It's a perfect fit. Where I
So
wouldn't know that
so
those.
Nate, we have lenders that'll come in and do a second in the assumable position. So we have a gap lender that'll come in and do a second on it.
That's
Yeah.
this is the best
It's
thing
pretty
you've had,
cool.
Frank.
It's
The other one I have is I have a technology. I'm working on it right now. It's called Revaluate. And what they're doing is they're taking your existing database and they're tracking the email address on social media and then giving it a score, a grade, if you will, as to who in your database is actively searching in social media for real estate related content.
Get out.
Yeah. It's called
Get
Revaluate.
out.
I'm still kind of beta testing it to see how it works, but I'm going to launch that on the Bold Trail to say, look, this is Revaluate, and you could take your entire existing database and go in and see who out there is actively searching. The other thing is to go out there and download a farm of likely to move homeowners, append it with email addresses, and then go out there and search that within Revaluate and see who out there is actively searching real estate content. And those are your high value targets. These are the neat things that I've had come to me since I started this platform. And as I learn about them and perfect them, I share them out through the the school classrooms that I've put together.
Very
Who else
good.
has a question? Who else has a question? Michael?
No, I'm just amazed. Like you said, I'm looking at all this stuff, and like Nate said, there's so many things. And then having that second is amazing to be able to have a lender that can pull in seconds for that would be, your payments way down. And then you said with your, go ahead.
So if you guys are really want to dig deep into the assume list, I can put together a call and have their people on the call, and they'll give you an hour deep dive and really explain the platform, the programs, and the specifics behind each type of assumable, which ones can be owner occupied, which one's investor, and all that sort of thing. So
Yeah, 'cause it's got to
Frank,
be.
if you
gotta
want
be
that to happen,
closed.
we'll put that together.
That'd be awesome. I want to touch again also on this point that you're bringing up. I don't think everybody's quite clear or anything, or maybe they are. I'm excited about it because in Bold Trail, in kvCORE, we can do our campaigns, and setting up a campaign is sometimes a bit of a pain. It's laborious, and you have to go here and do this step and this step. And you're saying now that we can get a token that you have campaigns already set that share. So you may have a campaign already designed. We may have to make a couple tweaks or so, but you give us a token, we can pull that into our site and then just do whatever little tweaks and change it to our names and stuff, and that'll be here's your template basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And the other thing I'm doing is I'm having teams come to me and saying, look, I have this specific marketing that I want to do. Will you build me that campaign? And so I'm working with teams to go and build those campaigns out. I offer that as a service. The other thing I'm doing is that as agents are getting more and more into using the platform, I have a service where I'll come in and do an evaluation for the agent and make recommendations as to what they need to do within their kvCORE platform to really start being productive with it. And the weird thing about this is as I launched this service, I went in and I'll do an initial evaluation with an agent. And my thought was I'll just list out what this fee includes, but no two agents are the same. I have some agents that have their database uploaded, but it's not really sorted, it's not complete, and they don't know how to go through and do this. And then virtually nobody has the smart campaigns loaded and active within their database. And then when you get into doing the lead generation, there's a whole education process into how to get the triggers working so that when that lead hits, the right campaign turns on. So these are all the things I've figured out along the way. And so as I'm teaching this platform and going through the different Friday calls that we do, I'm getting calls from agents saying, okay, I need help on this. And so that's where I'm coming in and offering that service.
Alex, if I could speak, and please, if I'm out of turn, please correct me. Guys, I've been fortunate to meet Alex, and he did a deep dive on my database, and he really helped me to the fact now where people are looking at listings and now they're contacting me, and now I'm starting dialogues, which is great. But I wanna let everybody know. Not everybody knows about kvCORE or Bold Trails. You'll see people on EXP that knows about it and they teach it for a fee. Sooner or later, Alex is getting popular. Okay. And you know the old saying, if you're good at something, don't give it away for free. So I would really strongly suggest you contact Alex and do whatever you need to do to get involved in his Bold Trail Academy. Hey, I'm on the calls on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my assistant's on the call on Fridays. So we're just fortunate. The only other guy I know that's involved in the core Bold Trails is Shannon Pyatt in North Carolina. And he charges. Okay. So take advantage of Alex because he is going to be charging. And I want to put that out there because he wants to grow his coaching business. Am I right, Alex?
No, you're 100% right. And Frank, if I could do a little deeper dive into what we did with you, Frank came to me and said, look, I really have never databased. And so what I did with Frank is I went into the MLS and I did a historical search of all of his production. And I downloaded it all. And of course, when you download from MLS, you don't necessarily match up with the property addresses. So I'd upload it into a title company database. I matched up his clients with the properties, and then we appended it and got email addresses and phone numbers. And I built Frank's database and then uploaded it into kvCORE. And then he and I sat together for a couple of sessions so he could get familiar with how to get into each one of his contacts and what to do once he was in there. And I think within the first or second session, he reached out to one of his contacts that he hadn't spoken to in years. And I believe you got a listing out of it, didn't you, Frank?
That's right. That's right. That's
So-
right. So I'm just telling you, this is right in front of you, and I'm a big fan. And now it's kind of up to you. Who else has a question for Alex as we're winding down here?
Rosa?
I wanted to see if you could show, like, if you wanted to look like individually. Let's say there's a listing out there and you wanted to check it to see if that particular listing has an assumable. Can you look into just one specific address?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Okay, I'll search. I'm playing with it right now, so I'll
Oh, you are?
probably figure it
Yeah,
out.
it's up here in the search bar. You can search for it.
Okay, got it.
Alex,
I would,
for
Guys, that's what I have for you.
Alex, for your campaigns, and everything that you have, are you eventually putting together a library, or do you know if there is a library of campaigns that, smart campaigns that people could go to or find, or are you putting together one that you could have and so track and maybe a list and maybe encourage more people to do publicly, or if there's some way to do that?
I haven't found it. I've looked around to see if people are doing what I'm doing with these campaigns, and I haven't found that resource yet. Within kvCORE, everyone has the campaign library that's already preloaded, and these are generic campaigns that you can go in and add to your library. And if you don't like the messaging that's in there, you can go in and clone the campaign and then change the verbiage in there on each one of them. And so I've done that with mine. I'm a big Tom Ferry guy. I love his messaging. And so what I've done is I've gone in and integrated a lot of Tom Ferry's approach to building that relationship into my campaigns that I have running within my kvCORE. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, I think that's great. I think eventually maybe that's something to take on, maybe something I'll look at in the future, because it doesn't seem, if you had people volunteering ready to do some tokens, you could probably put together a library and we could get a bunch of people together either working on it and do it. So, but yeah, what you have going on is good.
Yeah, it's a different approach. Like I say, there's a lot of people out there teaching you how to press the buttons. I'm more towards the application of it.
Right.
How can we use it and apply this?
Right.
Yeah, we had Matt Smith speak last week at kvCORE, our association, and I'm working on a campaign based on what Matt Smith presented. So,
Anybody else? Did you guys find this valuable?
Yes,
Very.
definitely.
Okay, let me ask you, Alex, can you and I work out, or maybe you can come back in 3 weeks and do another one of these sessions? Because this is our money right here, and I think it's really important.
yeah, let's schedule that up, and then you guys, Friday at 10, it's zoomwithalexdyer.com. I put it on the events on my Facebook page, and it's free to join. This week, it'll be session 4, and I'll put the content out there, let you know what it is. And all 12 weeks will be available. So if you have a new team member that's joining and they're just getting up and running with kvCORE, I'm gonna have 12 weeks of content on
Wow.
what they need to do to get started.
Wow.
And like I say, I'm giving it away right now. My hope is to monetize it. Brent came to me when I about 6 months ago and said, Alex, I really appreciate you doing this, but we want to see you make money at it. And a lot of guys have come before you and tried to do this, and they've kind of left a black eye in that space. And so I got good support from Brent on it, and Brent actually came to me and asked me to do this 12-week session. I said, all right, let's do it. So I don't mind doing it, but with everything, I do hope to monetize it as the popularity grows.
Understood.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, thank you for joining us today. Everybody, thank you for being here. Please get somebody in your group to come on new next week so we can grow our community. That's the winnercircle.live. We try to put all these announcements in the Winner Circle. That's the way all of us stay intact. And Alex, I will see you probably Friday of this week.
Yeah, I hope to see everybody on this call Friday. And
All right,
join my
everybody.
platform. All right.
Have a
thanks.
great week. We'll talk to
Thank
you
you.
later.
All right, thanks.